everybody, it's Jen from Country Concessions. I can't believe it's already November. We're doing our November block, and this is it here today. Didn't it turn out nice? It's lots of pretty colors. If you can believe it, this is the same techniques as last month. It's all half square triangles, and it's just the color placement that does the different like pinwheel in the center. This is the one that you want to focus on and get that center point perfect. So this month I had a request that we slow down and that we go through the steps on how to do the different blocks from start to finish. So what I thought I would do would be to explain exactly how to make 2 at a time half square triangles, and also 4 at a time half square triangles. And then we'll step into the pinwheel section. So I have some tips and tricks for that. Okay, so I'll just grab this stuff for the 2 at a time. So what you're going to do is you're going to get 2 pieces of material, and it's going to be, your finished square is going to be 3 inches, but what you're going to square it up to is going to be 3.5 inches. So you're going to get 2 4-inch pieces of fabric, the light and the dark, obviously. Put them right sides together like I have done, and then I want you to take a friction pen, which is this. We sell them at the store. They're really awesome. What they do is you can make marks on your fabric, and then when you want them to come off, you use your iron. But just check before you use it on something similar to a batik, because sometimes they do not come out, but most of the time it's perfect. It's really a handy tool. So draw your line across the center, and then I want you to do, you can see I did it in black so you could see it, 2 1/4-inch seams along the outside of that line on each side. Okay, so once that's done, you're going to take your rotary cutter and you're going to cut them in half, and so then you're going to have your half square triangles, which are in there. So this is them rough. Okay, so if you remember last month we talked about the Tucker trimmer and how to use the Tucker trimmer. So you're going to use it again this month. So you will just like I showed you last time, you're going to put it on the 3.5-inch line like this. You're going to put that right on your stitches, and then you're going to take your cutter and you're going to cut off, being very careful not to cut your arm off. You're going to cut it down, and you're going to take the tips off here as well, so that it's going to look like, hold on, this. Ta-da! So that's it. So you take these tips off so that there's less bulk in the join. So when you join everything together, it's much easier to do. And if those are overhanging, then you can't see when you put them all together. So then when you're done, you have a perfect 3.5-inch square, which will end up to be there. So there's your perfect 3.5-inch square, and you'll get 2 out of that. So you'll have 2 all at once. So that's your simple explanation on half square triangles, double up, okay, 2 at a time. So then your next one, I thought that because we're doing so many, I could teach you something that I found really helpful. So if you are doing a lot of the same color, so this is for 4 at a time. So this square, you can take the same colors, and for our use here, we want to end up with 3.5-inch squares. We're going to cut a 5 3/4-inch piece of material. Now, I have done it bigger so that we can cut it back, which will give you perfect triangles in the end, okay? Half square triangles. So you'll put your light side and your dark side, and then you're going to sew a 1/4-inch seam all the way around, like that, okay? So that's your first step, easy peasy. The next step, you're going to cut your triangles out. So basically, I've drawn a line so that you can see what we're going to do. We're going to cut straight across like this. We're going to take our ruler and our rotary cutter. We're going to cut it, and then you're going to end up with 2 of these, okay? So now you're going to say, Jen, well, how the heck am I going to make that perfect? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your handy dandy ruler, Any ruler will do. I like this little one. And you're going to put one of the lines, any line is fine, across the bottom of the triangle. And then you're going to cut like that. Okay? So then you're going to end up with 2 half square triangles, just like we did. Okay? So then you'll end up with these. There they are. So that was that. And you're going to do the same thing we talked about earlier. We're going to take off the tips so that there's no bulk, and then we're going to iron them out, and you'll end up with 4. So out of that. Isn't that fabulous?
It is.
You can go online, and there's tons of websites. If you Google multiple half square triangles, you'll come up with charts. So the dimensions that I've given you on what squares to cut is just specifically for this project. So again, cut 5 3/4 inch pieces of material, the same, and then start with that. And that's to get 4 of the same. Okay? But if you want to use it for any other project, like I said, go online and you can find lots of charts and things like that on there. So what I was talking about earlier is the pinwheel in the center. So basically what that is 4 half square triangles. So you'll have, one here, one here, one here, and one here. And the most important thing is that you don't lose your tips, all right? So you want to see that point in there. So this one is just a little bit, not too bad, but anyways, it's pretty good. So you'll see on the back, they've asked that you open all of your seams flat open, okay? And so you can see that my seams are pretty good because they're opposite like that. Nothing is overlapping. So that's what you want to have in the end. So here is an example of your pinwheel and how it's going to look, okay? So you're going to join all of your squares together. You're going to follow the pattern and you're going to put them in rows. Okay, so you're going to put them in rows like this, and you'll see how they're supposed to be laid out. So you'll have everything like that. So it's opposites and things like that. So you just look at the pattern and you'll see how to do that. But when you're going to be joining them together, I've taken 2. So here's 2 pieces. They're supposed to go together to make the pinwheel. Okay, so when you join it, I want you to be very careful with how you join everything together so that you'll keep your points. You're going to take your pin and you're going to put it right there in the V. If you can see the V, right there in there, and then you're going to look on the other side and you're going to find the V there as well. Hold on. And you're going to put it right there. Like that. Now there's lots of ways to skin this cat, I have to tell you. This is just one way, and people will talk about using folding to one side, different sides, and then that's wonderful. It works just as well. But for our use in this pattern, we're going to open our seams and we're going to use that. So when you sew across here at 1/4 inch, you're going to have a perfect point. So you're not going to lose that tip, and that's the gravy, or what do I say? The money.
Yes, the money.
The money. You want to have the money seam. So anyways, that's I hope that helps. So you can use that on all of your corners, right? So wherever you join, you can do that. So that'll help. Anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that helps. If you have any questions or concerns, please ask at the store. We'll be more than happy to help you. Any comments, love to hear from you. All right, talk soon. Good luck with your block. Bye.